Oh, see? Damn it.
I knew she was coming.
We thought we had racism covered already.
I really did. This is my number one.
Yes.
This is who it is. This is he created dating.
Welcome to Checkered Cast, where we blind rank our top 5 favorite or not so favorite celebrities and icons in a randomly given topic. I'm Crooked Media's own Louis Virtel, and this is Crooked Media's own Kendra James.
Hello, Louis's other black friend.
I have at least 7. For each ranking, our producers will reveal 5 options one by one. Once we pick their ranking, they're locked in. We don't believe in revisionist history in this game. Today, we're talking about the messy, messy dating lives of famous people. They're just like us, except amazing. And first up, round 1, most prolific serial dater. I mean, I think most people date a lot. I think it's just a matter of what we hear about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I'm not sure where my allegiances will lie on this list. Pete Davidson. Now, I'm thinking this is a safe choice for the top row, or top one or 2.
Yes, it is safe, but I wonder if he's a red herring.
Oh, that's interesting. But at least these people are all famous. Man, Kate Beckinsale,
Yeah,
right?
remember that moment?
Yeah, moment is exactly the word.
And I think her daughter is only like maybe 7 years younger than Pete. That one was crazy.
That's what we say fuck yeah to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him at 2 because it feels like something will pop up that will be even zanier.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is my number 1.
Yes.
This is who it is. This is he created dating.
And also, I think he created all of his girlfriends on AI.
Yes.
Just every single one of them, I unfortunately associate with dating him. Like if you say the words Bar Raffaele,
right.
I think, oh, Leonardo
because that's what I was
DiCaprio.
gonna say. Like I think she is the only one in this image who I can name because it's always just like a 23 to 27-year-old model.
Right.
From a country that is not America.
Right. No, he has, shall we say, specific taste.
Yeah.
Also specific taste in cargo shorts, and I know that from his dancing at Coachella. One of the great candid videos of all time, I'm shocked to say.
Leo's gotta be
I
number
definitely
1.
think that's a number 1. That
Yeah.
feels, because he's just on a mission. He keeps going.
Yeah.
Now, oh gosh.
Oh.
See, well, you know what's interesting? Madonna once upon a time was a prolific dater,
But
and I always know who she's dating. Like
Mm-hmm.
she just posted a picture with her current boyfriend. But I will say those days are kind of well behind her.
Well behind, because I now hear more about her children than I
Yes.
hear about whoever she's seeing.
Right. She did kind of date Dennis Rodman. She did definitely date Vanilla Ice. Obviously, she had Sean Penn. She had Guy Ritchie. It goes on and on. She can't stop talking about how she knew Basquiat once upon a time. I'm actually comfortable saying 3 though, because I can name all of the boyfriends.
Okay, so that means that we would have 4 and 5 left.
Right, which is, we've done better work before.
Okay.
This won't be clean.
Okay.
Oh, see, damn it. Right.
I knew she was coming. I knew she was coming.
Okay, so obviously she's been married 8 times.
Yep.
Let's see if I can name them all.
Okay.
Conrad Nicky Hilton. Mm-hmm. Then it's Michael Wilding.
Okay.
Then it's Mike Todd, the guy who did Around the World in 80 Days and died in a plane crash. That was like the first major tragedy of her life.
Then it's a Fisher.
So, then Eddie Fisher after the Debbie Reynolds scandal.
Yep.
Then it's Richard
Twice.
Burton 1. Then it's Richard Burton 2.
Yep.
Then it's the senator, John Warner. And then it's the taxi cab driver and AA person, Larry Fortensky.
Yep.
Or Betty Ford Clinic, one of those 2 things.
And honestly, I can love the pictures that you guys have selected, but oh my God, was it the, I think it's the green wedding dress was
Yes.
Eddie Fisher?
I am sorry to put her at 4 after all these people.
she-
Especially since these relationships are so interesting.
They're interesting, and not only were they full-blown relationships, they always came with scandal. So there was always
Yes.
something else to talk about with them as well.
Right. And last, Ariana Grande.
Too new.
I was gonna say,
Too new.
up and comer.
Yeah.
Right. Excited to see what she'll do.
But right now it's feeling very methodical. It's feeling a little PR based. I want to see one of them needs to last.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. I think one of them needs to last.
Right, and also the song Pete Davidson, not her best work.
No.
Thank You Next, perhaps her best work. I think she's fun and funny, but all these people become interesting because they're dating her.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm getting equal synergy in terms of fabulousness.
Do I love that Pete Davidson was sitting front row at Aretha Franklin's homegoing ceremony? Absolutely. Do I thank her for doing that and for bringing that image into my head? Yes. But it's not doing much more than that.
Right. I think she has earned a spot on this list, but I think 5 is correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? She's got another 3-4 decades in her to wreak havoc.
Right. No. Again, yes, an auspicious beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you more, not just next. Okay, round 2. Who has had the wildest cheating scandal? This is a very intriguing topic. I wish I had something to stir as we discussed
I know.
it.
And see, this is why I asked before. I was like, how far back are we going? because there's some real fun ones.
Right. I want to see the words Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds on this list.
I don't know.
I have the feeling I will be left wanting. Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix. Now, Kendra, you have to explain this to me.
Yes. Okay. Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix were together for 9+ years. They bought a $2 million home together in Valley Village. And then he cheated on her in the $2 million house with her best friend. Multiple times, repeatedly.
Ugh, woof.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, and I say in Valley Village for a reason. This cannot be so high up on the list. This is a scandal of the Valley.
No, Valley Village is someplace you end up accidentally while looking for like a Target in Burbank.
And I live in North Hollywood. I don't go to Valley Village.
And I congratulate you on the easy parking you must find. But I am on the outside of the Bravo bubble, so I only know this as like blurbs I would see on the cover of Us Weekly. Not as important to me.
Or CNN, where it did make the news.
They do get a little bored over there.
While it did take over the news cycle for a minute, this is going to fade. I don't think that this one is going to stand the test of time. I'm not even sure it will stand the test of time in terms of Bravo scandals. We're on a channel where we have people like getting arrested by Homeland Security on camera.
Right.
So this is like, it's up there, but Homeland Security was not involved.
And also, let me just say the words Tom Sandoval, not filling me with endorphins. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get a buzz off this thing.
Yeah, I would give this a 4.
Okay,
I think a 4.
All right, I'm taking your guidance on this one. Okay, next up. Oh, now see, this is a definitive cheating scandal.
Yes.
Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. Also, this is one of those scandals where 3 smaller news stories occurred beforehand that like, he was like, oh, something's up with him. And yes, right.
Yeah.
So we were getting clues. And I love feeling like a detective when it comes to scandals.
I do too. Was this the first car accident that he was in?
Precisely, that's what I mean. Yeah, right. So it's tough, strange.
All love to national hero Tiger Woods,
Yes.
but he has been in quite a few car accidents.
It's also just, one of those things where we didn't know this is the beginning of a certain huge kind of undoing for him. I also know very little about her, other than those are very Scandinavian syllables altogether.
Absolutely.
I do remember when he was like the most invigorating athlete alive, though.
Right.
You're just like, who is this person?
Yeah.
He's from Stanford or something.
We know too much about him at this point for it to be interesting. I would almost like put this under Ariana and Tom. When I think about Tiger now, it's unfortunate. I think about I don't think about Elin, I think about Lindsey Vonn. Because remember, they were together for a very long time. Sorry if I'm getting too sporty. And then I also think of pills and car accidents. I don't think about this woman.
Got it. Okay, so we could 5 it.
I think we gotta 5 it.
All right, let's do it. All right, 5 it is. Don't be an athlete is my advice to you if you want to be talked about on this show. Next. Lots going on here.
Okay.
Laura Dern, Billy Bob Thornton, Angelina Jolie.
Now you might need to refresh me on this one because I know the Billy Bob and Angelina of it all. I'm a little less up on the Laura Dern of it all.
Well, they were together beforehand,
Okay.
and then Laura Dern goes away for like 10 minutes over a weekend, and she comes back and finds that Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie are married. And as you know, they had an affinity for blood vials.
Yes.
And also like hooking up in the back of a limousine, and then telling reporters they hooked up in the back of a limousine.
That's tough.
Yes, right. I just want to say, first of all, I am never over the fact that she is Jon Voight's daughter. What happened, God?
Well, you know what? She doesn't talk to him.
Yeah, right. I feel like they have like an up and down relationship,
Yeah.
like because they were in like the Tomb Raider movies, and then, but obviously he's like more Republican than anybody has ever been before. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton, interesting and tough to talk to celebrity. He seems very temperamental.
Have you had the pleasure?
No, I've not. But like he was on a Canadian radio show and just up and walked out when the guy wouldn't just talk about Billy Bob Thornton's music. Sir.
Billy Bob Thornton's music.
Yes, you're an
those are-
actor though.
Those are words I have not heard strung together in that order.
Right, yes.
Given that you seem to be quite passionate about music, I was wondering about your...
Would you say that to Tom Petty?
Would I say that he's passionate about music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Obviously, you don't want Laura Dern to ever be jilted in anything in life, but then she came back and won an Oscar. Angelina Jolie has an Oscar, and in fact, Billy Bob Thornton has an Oscar.
And she dated that not to bring it back to sports, she was dating a very hot basketball player for a minute, I believe.
Oh, she also dated Common for a while?
Yeah. So she's doing fine.
Yes, yeah. Also, look at that innocent smile on her face. She almost knows it's going down. It's like her beginning to suspect she's in the wrong place.
Right. Which, when you're standing next to Billy Bob Thornton, is a thought that should come to you.
Right. She's got her wits about her.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we have to put this at 3.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think that's okay.
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 No, here's an interesting breakup, and of course,
Yeah.
they actually are still together if you don't know this. Beyonce and
You don't
Jay-Z. Information about Beyonce is so guarded
Yes.
that when we actually do get like, elevator footage, it feels like, how did this get out?
Yeah, I'm sure someone was fired. Like,
Yes.
someone was absolutely fired.
I routinely say that the definitive pop culture moment of the 2010s is Beyonce's surprise album.
Yeah.
So it feels almost fitting that maybe the definitive cheating scandal would be something involving her too. Is it wild? Is it crazy? I mean, it did result in the Lemonade album.
I mean, it resulted in like some of my favorite Beyonce songs.
Yeah.
Which like is a beautiful thing for me. I mean, that was Freedom, which I love. All Night is one of my like underrated loves.
And the definitive visual album of our time too.
Yes, yeah. If nothing else, I mean, this would go up there just for what it gave me personally.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it's an edifying cheating scandal, ultimately for everybody, including Beyonce. I don't mean to speak for her.
No, but I think like it also really does kind of show you that with, I mean, obviously with enough money and enough time, you really can work through things in your marriage.
All right, I'm thinking this is number one then.
Okay. No, yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
All right, we'll have to brace ourselves for
I
the
know.
last one on this list, though. Oh no, Marilyn Monroe and JFK. Well, this is interesting because, well, I will say, it's gotten less interesting because I saw the movie Blonde.
Yeah, that's the thing. This one is like, this is not that interesting to me. I would put this one below Tom and Ariana if I had my druthers.
I will say that there's at least a definitive moment in this cheating scandal, the
Yes.
Happy Birthday, Mr. President thing.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Also, just Marilyn in the 60s, obviously, it gets a little grim at that point. I mean, there's some historical cachet to this. I'm not saying there's not, but I think 2 is fine. I
Yeah.
think 2 makes sense.
I can put it there. I just think it has continued, like the half-life on this has continued to go down, and I think like in another like 20, 30 years, we're not going to be thinking about this one.
Right. Though I do feel like people remain obsessed with Marilyn Monroe in a way where they constantly think they're quoting her, and it turns out BradyQuote.com made that up. So I feel like she lives on, even erroneously.
Yeah.
So okay, 2 is fine with me. That was actually a pretty clean ranking on our part, I thought. And round 3, Taylor Swift's Exes, worst to best. Jesus, we could do a double elimination tournament for this.
I hope I know who these people are.
I have the feeling we're gonna know them really well.
Okay.
All right, John Mayer. Any just general thoughts about John Mayer?
Racist penis.
Right.
But has come back in my estimation because he tours with the Grateful Dead right now. And I'm really in a Grateful Dead phase.
Interesting.
I know, it's really bad.
Sometimes when you're heterosexual at me in such a strong way, I get intimidated. John Mayer, yeah, the music has never been for me, other than his first single, No Such Thing.
Yes, yeah.
What an interesting couple. I mean, I just feel like he would annoy her in so many specific ways.
Oh, really?
But then also intrigue her. So I feel like he's going to be mid-tier for me because he's not a definitive boyfriend of
No,
hers.
I don't associate him with her. Like,
Yeah.
he stands by himself. I associate him with fucking Andy Cohen
Yes.
more than, like, ever even getting close to John Mayer.
Right,
I'm not saying
right.
that he fucked Andy Cohen. I'm just saying it's something that feels like could have happened.
Right. I'm going to say 4.
Okay, let's do a 4.
Okay. So next up, Harry Styles. See, this is why we hedged.
Yeah.
Because this is way more definitive, and I specifically remember her performing We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and doing the part in a British accent, seemingly referencing Harry Styles.
Wow.
Because she's secretly also a comedian.
So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, I'm busy opening up the Grammys.
Also, man, she really is just connected to the world of wearing scarves, isn't she?
Well, that's like white fall New York culture, right?
Right, no, she has that album Folklore is about putting on a scarf and walking outside. So I'm going to say Harry Styles is 1 or 2. Like,
See-
this is like, when I think of her dating people, this is something definitive.
I would go 1 or 2. I want to go 2 only because there is one that's so iconic that like broke into my world.
Yeah.
This one.
Wow. Joe Jonas looking so schmoopy-haired.
Who is this one now married to?
Sophie Turner?
This is the Sophie Turner
Sophie Turner.
one. Okay, all right.
First of all, if you ask me another question about Game of Thrones again, I'm going to throw up.
I'm so sorry.
You know that's not my part of pop culture.
I'm very sorry, and I deeply apologize. I'm coming into your house and ruining things
Right,
for you.
yes. Oh, God, dry heaving. I'm so sorry. I do think Joe Jonas is amusing. I enjoy him in interviews.
Okay.
I certainly remember when they were together, but to call Joe Jonas the definitive anything feels
Wrong.
all incorrect.
Yeah, because
Yes.
like, let me put it this way. I know these brothers by their wives, including the one who's married to the wife from Long Island.
Yes, precisely.
So like, this for me is a 5.
Definitely a 5, I think. But yeah, below John, like he doesn't even have the kind of douchey cachet of a John Mayer.
No,
you know?
no. And he's trying. Do you see the swoop with this hair? Like, this
Right.
is of an era.
And his sort of Hugh Hefner jacket thing, absolutely not.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah. All right. We have this guy from the 1975 who we thought we had racism covered already.
I really did. I didn't know that we were going this current. I didn't even know that, honestly, like, because she dates people with what seems like such a specific, like, purpose and also specific time lengths, I didn't even consider this one to be real because it seemed so PR focused the entire time.
Right. If I put this high on the list, it's only because it's really recent, and she's obviously even more famous now, so it feels more important that she would have dated him at this moment. But otherwise, I'm not. It's not registering with me.
No, I would have bumped everything up. John Mayer, I would have put that at 3, and then had a slot for 4, and this guy would have been 5. But what did we know?
So we have to slot him at 3 then?
I think we have to slot him at 3.
Okay. Well, this is Maddie Healy. You've gotten a bronze medal for virtually nothing.
Isn't that the way of it?
Oh, right.
So here's the thing. I thought this one was going to be Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, see, no, I was
That's who
thinking
I was
Taylor
waiting
Lautner, and I was
for.
also thinking Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, for me, it was, I do remember Jake Gyllenhaal did break through, but for me, Tom Hiddleston was the one that really, like, popped into my world. And it was just inescapable. It was that July 4th weekend. It was like the last, wasn't that the last party? The last Rhode Island party? Yeah, okay, Joe Alwyn. Was she engaged to this one?
But she was certainly with him forever and ever. And also, he is technically an Album of the Year winner because he contributed to a song off Folklore. And I just want to say, scamming your way into the most prestigious Grammy, I both respect, and he should be in jail. We only have 1 slot left, don't we?
It's number 1. I mean, I guess you get there by virtue of being the longest one, but like, who is this person?
Right.
Actor, right? Maybe?
I will say, unlike all of the other 4 people, with the exception of maybe Maddie Healy, when I'm thinking of the top line in this guy's Wikipedia, having dated Taylor Swift should be there.
100%. All right, well, I guess this is number 1.
Yeah, right. No, you know what?
Yeah.
Ultimately, it fits, I think.
That's fair.
Well, thank you for watching Checkered Cast and for agreeing with everything Kendra and I said. If you have any other ideas about how you would have ranked these people, put them in the comments, yell at us, etc., but not too loud. I've just had a wild vacation. Like, there's ringing in my ears already.
Apologies to all the John Mayer stans out there.
Woof. And I know you're out there. Thanks for watching.